This is the round 2 report from the European Senior Team Championship. There were 2 games played yesterday. Vienna Niederösterreich beat Wales David 2.5, 1.5. And in the other game, Wales Gwent beat Turku of Finland 3.5, 1.5. In the Wales David match, the Euro Jones played his usual Petrov and equalised fairly easily, and a quick draw was agreed. It was black. On board 2, Pat Bennett, who was white, played 3 bishop g5 against the Dutch and managed to create a backward black e-pawn, but decided he couldn't find a way to win it, so allowed black to get e5 in, which resulted in a few exchanges and a draw. On board 3, Rudy von Kavanagh, who was black, played the Frankenstein-Dracula variation, where black sacrifices exchange for peace activity and attack on white's queen. However, he was puzzled by 13 queen d3, a move he had played against before and forgot. Rudy then played a hasty pawn to g5 and allowed white to free his queen and exchange some pieces. Finally, with the queen's exchange, the loss of the exchange proved decisive, and white eventually won a rook and knight ending. On board 4, Colin Gilbert got a draw. He played 6 knight g2 in an Into-Indian, but black achieved easy equality. Although, having lacked a plan, he allowed Colin to claim a draw by 3-fold repetition, involving a queen and bishop maneuver. In the other game, Wales Gwent against Turku. On board 1, David James was white, won his game, but he did miss an easy win of a rook and a queen's gambit to climb, but later on won a bishop and then sacrificed it back to win a king and pawn ending. On board 2, Lloyd Powell was black, and this will be the game of the day. John Thornton was on board 3, it was white, and he drew. He played a Scotch gambit, but black equalised fairly easily, and when the queens were exchanged, the game was agreed drawn. On board 4, John Bowers, who was black, lost. Oh, he won rather, sorry. John played a Chigorin defence against d4 and managed to obtain active piece play. After isolating white's d-pawn, he won it and infiltrated white's position, which had an exposed king, and white had to resign. The game of the day is Lloyd Powell, who was black, against Veikko Rantanen, 1957. The game went Sicilian defence. Everything's normal so far. d6 of Scheveningen. Black sets up a solid defensive structure, the idea of pursuing a queenside attack later on. But I might have to defend strongly against a kingside attack. White. White starts his kingside attack with f4. Black can see the attack coming, so makes a space for the bishop to defend g7 if necessary. The white queen moves over to the king side. Black is making all the right moves here in trying to defend. He's rearranging these pieces. He exchanges a knight, activates his bishop. White forces the knight from f6 from its defensive duties. but Lloyd manages to exchange the other knight, and then swaps bishop on d4. Now we're in a queen and two rooks endgame with a backward d-pawn for white. So black is better at this stage. He's withstood the kingside attack. He stands well. He makes an escape square for his king before he pursues active duty against the rest of the d-pawn. He grabs the open file, fearing that the rook would invade at some point c2. White moved his queen to b3, also pressurizing b7. But now black is invading on the c file. He's also attacking the queen on b5, on b3 from b5, forcing the queen to the poor square e2. Black now infiltrates on the 7th rank, and white's in all sorts of trouble now. White defends the b-pawn, but in so doing, the rook gets pinned against the queen. So white is now completely tied up on the queen side. Knowing that, Lloyd manages to move his pieces over to the king side. Now with the queen unpinning the rook on b3 after queen e4, there was an opportunity for white to play rook takes b5. But after rook check, king up, queen takes d4, and h4 just makes matters worse. Rook over, queen check, threatening mate, rook has to make an escape for the king. King is exposed, takes the other rook, the e-pawn is weak. Black's active rook and queen prove decisive. Black's a pawn up, and it's only a matter of time. Going back to the position after queen b1, black exchanged rooks and mated, and white on g2. So a fine win for Lloyd, and it meant that win's going to be total 3.5, 1.5. That's the end of the report.